There was one guy who had a nice little ad, probably bees, call me, something like that.
Right.
With like a big bee on it. And so this guy came out to my house. His name was Isaac. He was from Israel. And it's just a sidebar. It's not a big thing. But and he took care of my bees for me. God went up on that. Oh yes, the bees, there's no problem at all. We'll be able to take out. You know, he sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Everybody sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hello everybody, Isaac Korazi, the Bee-Man to the stars, and today I am going to entertain you with one of my favorite movie stars, and his wife, also a movie star and a big-time producer in Hollywood, Mr. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, his wife. I love to tell the story of Tom Hanks because it is very intertwined in my life. So this is how the story goes. When I was 17 years old, I started the bee removal business. It was my hobby. I wanted to make it my profession. And for me, that was the right decision. I was gambling whether this could work, but I knew in my head, I can make it work, and I did. Again, they call me the Bee-Man to the stars, and they've done many commercials on the news, interviews, etc., etc. It isn't that I am famous, it is what I do is famous. So it made me famous also. All a joke, trying to make you laugh. The story of Tom Hanks is as follows. I met Tom Hanks in the early 80s. It had only been 3-4 years that I'd been in business and I met him. He was not the big movie star that he is now. He was doing Bosom Buddies. Bosom Buddies was what put Tom Hanks on the map. And later on, you can see all the movies that he made. First of all, let me clear the air. These two are some of the nicest people I've ever met. So I met him in the early 80s, and he was married to his first wife. He had a beehive on the side of his house. I took care of it, and everybody was happy. Everything was okay. He lived near the studios in a city in California called Studio City, where all the studios are located. So that's where he lived. Later on, he moved to another part of Los Angeles, and he used me several times. I had gone to the Sting concert, and don't you find that incredible? I work with bees, and bees sting you, and I see Tom Hanks and his wife at the Sting concert. I'm sitting second row next to one of my friends, and the friend tells me, turn around and look and see who's behind you. I turn around and it's Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson sitting right behind me. I turned to him, I said, don't I know you? And at first he was a little fuzzy. He says, oh yeah, you're the bee guy, you're the Bee-Man. I said, that's right, Tom. Everything was okay. We watched the concert, fantastic. And everybody went home. About a week later, his wife calls him frantically and says to him, Tom, you don't believe it. It's a pestilence. Inside your office, there's thousands of bees. Tom Hanks turns around to his wife on the phone, of course, and says, honey, don't get nervous. Remember the guy we saw at the Sting concert? Look him up, call him, he'll take care of the problem. And that's exactly what happened. I went to his house. I had no idea this is his house. So I walk in and I see there's a giant mural of Tom Hanks on the wall. I figured either this homeowner loves Tom Hanks or this is Tom Hanks' house. So I asked the person that was showing me around, I said, is this Tom Hanks' house? And they said yes. Well, a week later, he goes on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
And while I'm at the Sting concert, this guy comes up to me and says, hi, how are your bees? And I say, what are you talking about? He says, don't you remember me? I'm Isaac, the bee guy. and we actually made a joke. I said, well, isn't it funny? Here's years later, I meet you here at a Sting concert because bees and Sting, you know.
And I guess he made people laugh. He definitely made me laugh, even though I knew exactly how it happened. So all of that was fine. A few weeks later, a couple of months later, they called me again for Tom Hanks' house, of course. I go over there and I mentioned to his wife, I said, Rita, I don't appreciate Tom going on the Tonight Show and making jokes about Isaac the Bee Man. He wrote me an explanation letter and I framed it and I've had it on my wall for 20 years. Why? Because I love this guy. You know, I always said I didn't go to acting school. I can do everything he can do on the screen. War movies, romantic. Oh, I'm A1 at that. But when you think about it, Forrest Gump, how did he ever play that role so well? My God, I've seen that movie 10 times. I have the video at home and I've cried 10 times. I hope Tom Hanks is watching this video. Tom Hanks, I don't want to see that movie again because I'm tired of crying because of your acting. But we love you. Very important, I tell you, I have 2 autographs of Tom. Tom at the beginning when he was doing Bosom Buddies and later on when he was becoming the giant movie star that he is. And I asked his wife one day, I said, Rita, I have 2 of Tom's autographs. Can I get your autograph? She said, why, yes, sure. What would you like me to write on it? I said, I don't know. Write something about the bees. And I must tell you what she wrote on her autograph. She wrote to Isaac the Bee Man, thanks for teaching me about the birds and the bees. You know, I keep thinking about that line and I remember teaching her about the bees because they invade her house and she calls me to take care of it. I don't remember ever telling her that I have 4 parrots. I do have birds at my house. And now you know the story of Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson. I salute you both and thank you for being my customer. Bye-bye, people.